Hello everyone, this is Siddharth, and in this video we will be solving another question from the list that I have shared in the starting of this playlist. So if you don't know, we are making a playlist on my YouTube channel where I will be solving all those questions which are related to each other, so that we can able to build pattern instead of memorizing the question, so that we can solve the question in the interview as well as in the contest intuitively. So, and I will highly suggest that you can start solving the question from the first question that I have uploaded on my YouTube channel in this playlist, so that you can build intuition for the upcoming questions. So currently, and I have already completed the two-pointer approach questions, and currently we are on sliding window. So let's start solving this question as well. Here we have to calculate the statistics terminology, that is mean, median, and mode, that you already know, you have studied in class 11th. And minimum maximum is just we have to calculate the minimum and maximum element that are present in this given array. And this the element in this array is representing the number of times the number is coming in a particular samples. So let me tell you what this question want to say to us. So let's take this array as an example. That is, array is equals to, let me choose a pen. So array is equals to 0, 1, and 3 and 4, and then rest are all are 0. So this 1 is present at the 1th index. So in the given sample, the 1 is coming for one time. Then this 2 index, there are 3 element of 2. So that will going to be 2 and 2 and 2. Then 0, 1, this is presented 2 and this is presented 3. So 3 is coming at 4 times. Now this is the required sample. Now from this sample we have to calculate the maximum element and the minimum element and the mean and mode and median. So if you don't know these terminology, let me tell you. So minimum and maximum will going to be the same from this. So maximum will going to be 3, minimum will going to be 2, and the formula of mean is equals to total numbers, sorry, sum of all elements divided by total number of elements. So this will going to be mean, and then mode will going to be that number which is occurring most number of time, that will going to be 3. And median is the middle number, and if the length of the array is even, then uh, it will going to be the sum, or we can say average of the middle two numbers. So this will going to be the median. Now we have to solve this. So how we can solve this? We can like start traversing this given array, and then minimum maximum will be very easy. We just have to check if I is greater than max, then we will update I. Otherwise, if it is less, we will update minimum. So this is the condition for min and max. And for sum you can like, if you try to think, you will get it, because if you try to calculate the sum, this one is occurring one time. So what we can do, we can multiply this the count by the we can multiply the count of the number by its index. So it is will going to be 1. Then we will accumulate this sum with the next number. So this 2 is occurring 3 times, so we can do 2 into 3. So this will going to be 6, and you can see also the sum of these two is 6. And then this 3 is occurring 4 times, so 3 times 4 is equals to 12. So this way we can calculate the sum as well. And for mod will going to be 3, but we cannot directly update it. We have to update mod, so we can define a max frequency function that will going to be, we will update it with count I if it is greater than the previous one. So suppose this we will be storing as the maximum frequency, and the index will going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 will going to be the mode. So this way we can calculate mode. And now we just have to calculate mean we can directly put using this formula that I have told you, that is sum of all number, that we have already calculated. And total count we can calculate it by like summing of these all the numbers. So this is the approach that we can use. And now we just have to calculate the median. So for median we have to use another for loop. Now what we can do, if you will try to think that 1 plus 3 will going to be 4, and then this, if you will try to see this 4, And if you will try to calculate the median of this given sample, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so this will going to be 2 plus 3. So what we have to do, we have to sum these and take the average of that. But we don't have the, we can't like use this directly because we have given this array. So for that, what we can do, we can make an current count, and as soon as it will become greater than the median position, that will going to be the length of the array divided by 2. Then if the length is even, then we can calculate the the first element will going to be at index I for even length, and another index will going to be the next non-zero, that will going to be 3 and 4. So that will going to be the index I or j, that will going to be 2 and 3. So this is for even. If the length of the array is odd, then what we can do, that will going to be the first element where this current count will become greater than the median position, that will going to be 2 if the length of it is even. So this is the approach that we can use to solve this question. Now let's start solving this question as well. So first, for what we have to do, we have to make two element variables max, and we can assign it the integer dot minimum value. So this will going to be value. Now we have to make two variables as well, that will going to be int minimum, and it will going to be integer dot max value. Now we have to make a total count to calculate the total number of elements. For calculating the mean, it will be 0. Then sum also we have to calculate, we can assign 0 as well. And then max frequency for mode, that will going to be 0 as well. And mod we have to assign it to 0 as well. So these are the total variable for calculating mean, mode, and minimum maximum. Now we can use an for loop that will be starting from 0, and this I should be less than count dot length, and then I plus plus. Now what we have to check, first we have to process those elements which is non-zero. So for this we can use count of I should be greater than 0, only then we have to process something. Now we have to calculate the min and max. So if this I is greater than the maximum value, then we will update our maximum value to I, and we have to do inverse for the minimum. So if I is less than minimum, then we can update our minimum to I. So this will calculate min and max. Now we have to calculate the sum as well. So sum will going to be, as sum can be large, so we can use long instead of int. Now sum is equals to, now what we have to accumulate it, we have to first convert it to long, so long, and then we have to multiply the current element which is at the ith index with the index value. That's what I have told you already. That will going to be, if you want to calculate the sum of all the number which is like, if it is 3, so the 2 element is occurring 3 times. So if you want to calculate the sum, it will going to be 2 into 3. So that's what we have done. Now we have to update the total count as well. Total count, we have to accumulate the current index. Now after calculating this total count, we have to calculate mod as well. So if, now for that what we can do, if our max frequency is greater than the count of I, then only we have to update it. So max frequency will become equals to the count of I value, and mod will going to be the index. So this will calculate the mod as well. And in the last, we have to calculate the median as well, sorry, mean. So double mean, as we have to return the array in the double. So double mean will going to be, first we have to convert the sum into double because it is currently in long, and then sum, and then we have to divide it by the total count. So that will calculate the mean as well. So total count. Now what we can do, we can use another for loop for calculating mean. So sorry, median. Let's calculate the median as well. So for calculating median, we have to use another for loop that will be starting from 0, and this I should be less than count dot length, and then I plus plus. And what we can do, we can directly define another variable that will going to be n, and it will going to be count dot length instead of counting it again. And here also we can use this n, and here also we can use n instead of this count dot length. Now what we have to do, first we have to process only those elements which is greater than 0. So this is the first condition. Now what we have to do, we have to calculate the median. So for that we have to calculate the current position. So let's define that as well, and first define the median as well. So double median, so we can assign it to 0 in the start, then we will accumulate it or calculate it. Now we have to define the current position, current count, sorry, and it will going to be 0, and the median position will going to be the total count plus 1, and we have to divide it by 2. So let's uh, add in bracket here, and then we have to divide it by 2. Now we have to calculate the boolean as well to check whether the array length is even or not. So boolean is even, and we have to assign it to total count, and we have to take modulo it with 2, and we have to make equals to 0. So it will become true if it is even and false if it is not even. Now here also we have to calculate the current count. So current count will going to be uh, what we have to accumulate. We have to accumulate the element which is present at the current index, so count of I. Now what we can do, we can check if this count current count is greater than or equals to median position. If it is the case, then we have already processed the half element, and now we have to check for if this is the case and the array is not even. So if is even, so this will check if it is not even, and also another condition will going to be, this will going to be, we have to add here also, and this should be greater than median position. Then median will going to be I, because let me tell you how why it will going to be. Uh, suppose the length of the array is 1 2 3 4, so 5. So if the current count will be going to reach here, and if the length is odd, then median will going to be this index only. So this is the case that we are handling. And in the else part, if the length of the array is even, then in that case we have to calculate another index. First index is will going to be I, and another index we have to calculate, which will going to be the next non-zero element. So j will be starting from I plus 1. J should be less than n, and j plus plus. Now after this we have to calculate, if count of j, if it is greater than 0, then we have to calculate the median. So that will going to be, let's add bracket, and median will going to be this, and let's add bracket, so I plus j, and we have to divide it by 2. So this will calculate the median as well, and this will going to be 2.0, as we have to take the double value. So now we can, what we can do, as we have find the two index, now we can break out from here, and here also we have to break out after calculating this. So break, as we have find the median, and in the last we just have to return a new array of double. So new double and this, and then we can return, first we have to return the minimum, then we have to return the maximum, then we have to return the mean, and then we have to return the median, and then we have to return the mode. So this is what we have to return, and I think we have completed this question. Now we can try to run this and check if there are some issues. Current, so there should be a t here. Now we can try to run this. Okay, so there is some issue, let me check. Okay guys, so the issue is we have incorrectly updated the count of this mod value, because the count value of I should be greater than maximum frequency. We have done it by mistake. If count value is greater than the max frequency, then we have to update our max frequency to count I and mod to I. So this will do this. Now we can try to run this. So all the test cases have been accepted. Now we can submit it as well. Okay, so we have successfully solved this question. See you in the next video. Bye.